you, my lord. May I proceed?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Ntanzi. Now, Mr. Ntanzi, when we adjourned for a short adjournment, we were finalizing this point that at the time Mabena is asking you about your alleged involvement in the Senzo Meyiwa case, he did not tell you when this incident occurred, correct?
Besisa qedelela lo daba ke ukuthi inkathi uMabhena ekubuza noma wayekubuza ukuthi mayela nokuthi wawukuphi ngokushona kaSenzo akazange akutikeze asho ukuthi nini.
Yebo ngosekatoliza angisakhumbula ukuthi noma washo noma akasho angisakhumbuli kahle.
Yes, my lord, I cannot recall whether he said it or not. I can't remember well.
But at that time, did you as Ntanzi personally know the date when Senzo Meyiwa was shot and killed?
Kodwa wena ke uNtanzi ngaleso sikhathi leso ingabe wawazi yini ukuthi uSenzo wadutshulwa wabulawa nini?
Cha ngosenkantolo ngangazi next.
No, my lord, I knew nothing.
Yena ngiyazi ukuthi umfowethu washo kodwa ukuthi washona ngaliphi ilanga cha.
I know that he passed on or he died, but as to on which day he died, no.
And did the date of the 26th of October 2014 stand out in your mind at all?
Ingabi ilanga langa 26 zika October 2014 kwakuyilanga yini elalila kuwena emqondweni yini? Ukhona nje okwakwazi noma kwakukhumbula ngelanga langa 26 October 2014?
Ayikho ngosenkantolo into engangikhumbula.
No, my lord, there's nothing that I recalled or I remembered.
And did that conversation with Mabena continue until you arrived at your destination?
Ingabe leyo nkulumo leyo kanye naye uMabhena yaqhubeka naze nayofika la enaniya khona yini?
Cha ayifika ngalapha sasiyakhona ngosenkantolo ngoba yena wayengibuza ayithi ngisazokhuluma iqiniso ngathi mina aliphi iqiniso ngizokhuluma vele la ngiyakutshela ngazi next ngeke into engiyazi.
No, it did not proceed, my lord, because he asked me. I said I knew nothing. He then said, you are still going to tell the truth. I said, which truth? Because there's nothing that I know.
Now, it is common cause, as I told you, that you were eventually booked in at the Pretoria North police station.
Nanjengoba bese ngishilo ke kuwena ukuthi wagcina ke usuyovalelwa epolice station yase Pretoria North.
Now,
Yeah.
Yes.
can you recall what happened when you arrived at that police station? Although you say you didn't know what it was, do you recall what happened?
Noma usho ukuthi wawungazi ukuthi kukephi laphayana, kodwa ke ungasho yini ukuthi uma usufikileke laphayana ukuthi kwenzekani?
Ngosenkantolo imoto yafika le police station le yapipiza ngoba kunomnyango umnyango wakhona mkhulu nje umnyango yama nje straight kanje yize ngingayiboni ipolice station yakhona ukuthi kanjani ngoba ngisho ukuthi ayimi kanje straight qondile yapipiza bavula lo mnyango lo mkhulu lo.
The car was parked right in front of it's a huge entrance or gate, my lord. It parked right in front of it, although I am not able to tell as to how the police station is situated, but they then pressed the hooter and then they opened that gate.
Mangena imoto yama base bevala lo evala ngemuva iphoyisa lafaka uniform umkhani waphuma wangena kumnyango nje ngapha futhi wangena wayale.
They then closed behind after we had gained entry to the inside of the police station. A police officer in uniform. Then Muhane alighted from the vehicle and then went in through the gate. So they went in through the door. Because I was seated with Mabena inside the vehicle.
Ahambe kumkhana ngazi ukuthi wayenza la ngoba wabuya esebuya nokhiya wajumpa phambi kwethu la wavula ngapha ke manje khona iminyango khona yimnganje uvula ngapha esandle ngasho isandla sonqele ngendlela engangimi ngayo.
He then came back with a key, my lord, and then he went straight to the other side. I would say now it was now the left side because we were faced like this, and then he opened on the other side, that is the left side.
Wasephuma ke na uMabhena wasengivulela ke emotweni.
Mabena went out of the vehicle and opened for me.
ngangena ke ngaphakathi
I went inside.
masingena phakathi kunomnyango nje khona la futhi kwakukhona nje itafula lapha
Going inside, there was a door there, and there's also a table.
ngase ngihlala phansi
I sat down there.
waseke bhala kumkhani lezinto ayezibhala khona lapha
Mutlane then wrote whatever it is that he was writing there.
mayeqeda ukubhala wasengithatha imini
After writing down, he then took my fingerprints.
engitshena ukuthi manginyathele la ngibeka isandla la ngibeka isandla
He was the one that was guiding me or instructing me as to where to put my hand, where to put my finger.
wasengitshena ukuthi indoda ngiyakucharge ngikuchargela icala lika Senzo Meyiwa
He then informed me that I am charging you for the matter of Senzo Meyiwa.
ngiphinde nami ngimbuza ukuthi ungicharge icala la Senzo Meyiwa ngangembulala kuphi umfowethu ngazange ngibulala umfowethu
I then said to him or asked him, you are charging me for the matter of Senzo Meyiwa. Where did I kill Senzo Meyiwa? I know nothing about his killing.
ngitshena futhi angisiye ngisho umuntu ogangayo othanda nje izinto ezirong angisiye lo muntu onjalo
I also told him that I was not someone who was into criminal activities or someone who was just involved in such.
mayeqeda ke lapho inkosi enkantolo ke wasukuma ke waqonda isele emaseleni ngoba amasela akhona khona sekhona ngaphakathi
He then got up and then went towards the cells because the cells were just about there.
ehambe ke evula amasele ebuka ngaphakathi aphinda aphume ngaphakathi wabuya sezothi ke thatha ingubo la nelokhuza lehlaza le isipotshi lesakhona esisine cover ehlaza
He'd be going into the cells, my lord, go in and check and come out, go in. He then instructed me to take a blanket as well as some mattress or sponge. Yes.
ngase ke ngihamba ngaye eseleni wafika wakhiya ngoba eseleni ngangiyi-1 phakathi
I then went into the cell. He then locked it because it was only me inside.
wakhiya ke bahamba ngazi ukuthi baya kuphi
He locked, they left. I don't know where they went to.
Now, Mr. Ntanzi, having listened to that, did the local police officers at Pretoria North Police Station at the cells, the ones in uniform, participate in any way in your booking at the Pretoria North cells?
Kumaphoyisa ke ase Pretoria North bona ke ingaba kukona nje lokho kwakwenziwa ke lapho ukhona nje bona ke ababekwenza ke noma babe yingxenye lokho kwakwenziwa lapho ukuthi ubhuke ufakwe khona lapho amaphoyisa alapha ePretoria North.
cha nkosi enkantolo ngisho emasele ngaphakathi wase ngiwabona iphoyisa ngigcinile leli phoyisa ngigcinile livula lo emnyango omkhulu lo le okhiwa so lo emnyango ngiyawazi mana semayini ukhona masuma uye storeroom semayini uvulwa ngalomnyango lo omkhulu bedotsa lomshudo obheka phezulu abamba umnyango imoto iyangena ngaphakathi
No, my lord, the only police officer I saw is the one that opened where we entered, in other words, the entrance for us. Even the kind of a door that was being opened there, you get the very same door at the mines. So that was the door that was opened. So that was the last time I saw the police officer from there.
mayingena imoto wavala futhi khona
And then when the car entered, the gate was closed again.
imoto mayema umhani uyehla ungena ngapha ngaphakathi angazi ukuthi uyakuphi la namanje angazi lo emnyango yakuphi makaze ngene ngawo
And then Muhane alighted from the vehicle and he went in, the witness pointing towards the right-hand side. I don't know where he went into.
mayebuya lesi sikhathi ke sevula ke igrili le engena ngaphakathi evula igrili umabheno uyangivulela singena sonke ngaphakathi
When he returned, that's when he opened the grill that leads to the inside, and Mabena opened for me, and we went in.
Did you see what Mabena was writing at that table? Sorry, Muhani, did you see what he was writing?
Okwakubhalwa uMuhane lapha kulela tafula njengoba usho ukuthi kwakunetafula lapha, ingabe wabona yini ukuthi wayebhalani?
cha ngangaboni umuntu wayebhala
No, I couldn't see what he was writing.
Now, before you were booked into the cells now, did anyone explain your rights to you?
Ngaphambi kokuthi ufakwe kona ke amasel lapho, kukhona yini owakutshela ngamalungelo akho?
cha nkosi manje azange ngitshena lutho
No, my lord, I wasn't informed of anything.
Were you given any document explaining your rights to you?
kukhona wakunikwa yini iphepha noma amaphepha wakunikwa yini elinamalungelo akho?
Cha alikho iphepha engalithola. Iphepha engiliphethe namanje iphepha abanginika lona lesise Rustenburg. E-police station yase Rustenburg. Lona phepha abanginika lona.
No, my lord.
19.
Gate 19.
Nge 19.
No, my lord, there's no document that I was given. The only document that I have, I have with me, that I was given, it was given to me at the police station in Rustenburg on the 19th.
And that document that you were given at Rustenburg, does it pertain to notice of rights?
Lelo phepha khuluma ngalo leli lange 19 eRustenburg likhuluma ngamalungelo.
Ngoba isilungu angikwazi ukusifunda ngeke ngisho ukuthi khona ngilazi ukukhuluma ngoba phela uma phela ngantshela ngomlomo athi mina nani leli phepha le iphepha lakho lamalungelo azange afunde ukuthi afunde ukuthi kubhalwe ukuthini nokuthini.
Because I am not conversant in English, my lord, I do not know whether it speaks of rights. It's just that my partner gave me the document and said, here's your document, it's about the rights. But it was never read to me.
Leli laleli cala namanje akunalo lelo phepha le alikho iphepha enganinikwa.
But pertaining to this matter, up until now, I do not have it, my lord. There was never a document that was given to me.
Nalona leli kwanongoma abakhuluma ngale icala azikho alikho iphepha abanginika lona Nkosi.
Even with regards to the Nongoma case that they are referring to, there's no document that I was ever given.
Do you recall signing any document at Pretoria North SAPS at the time Mohane was done writing what he was doing?
Ingabe uyakhumbula yini kukhona okusayindayo ePretoria North police station khona emuva kokuthi uMohane seqedile ukubhala lokho ayekubhala uyakhumbula kukhona okusayinayo?
Yebo ngiyakhumbula Nkosi kodwa ngasayina lapha tata ngisayine lapha ngoba sengemaseleni.
Yes, I do recall, my lord, when he told me to sign here, to sign there. That is now when I was going to the cells.
Did he explain to you what you were signing?
Ingaba wakuchazela yini ukuthi kuyini lokho okusayinayo?
Nkosi kodwa yona into ayisho kimi nje wathi ndoda ngichargela icala lika Senzo Meyiwa. Nakho ke nyathela usayinela ngenza kanjalo kwase qeda kasengikhiyelela wasehamba.
What he said to me, my lord, was that I am now charging you for the matter of Senzo Meyiwa. He then asked me to put my fingerprints. He also then told me to sign. I did what he instructed me to. He then locked me up and he left.
And that which you signed, was it explained to you?
Logo owawukusayinela ngaba wachazelwa yini kwashiwo yini ukuthi kuyini lokho okusayinelayo?
Cha Nkosi kodwa.
No, my lord.
Was your person searched before you were transferred to the cells?
Ngaphambilini kokuthi ufakweke kuwona ama-cell ingabe waseshwa yini?
Azange bangiseshe Nkosi kodwa ngingaphethe lutho yonke into eyenzeke phambi kwami. Amafoni bawathathe ezandleni kimi, i-ID bayithathe esandleni kimi. Azange bangiseshe ngingaphethe lutho ke.
No, my lord, I wasn't searched because I was not in possession of anything. Everything happened in front of them. The cell phones were taken, the ID was taken, so I had nothing on me.
And tell me something, whilst you were in the Pretoria North police station cells, were there cell inspections that were done by the local police officers from that police station?
Nkathi ke uselapho emaselini khona ePretoria North, ingabe ayimaneza yini amaphoyisa alapho ePretoria North bezobheka ke noma bezobuka ke isimo sama-cell lapho ePretoria North?
Nkosi nkanto lento ayenzakala e-police station lonto le. Mina lonto le ngachaza la lento ngiqala ukuyibona ejele mina ukuthi ejele eRustenburg nalapho eHosemapolo ukuthi iphoyisa liyakubuza ukuthi right na unasikhalo na uguli na ngiqala ukuzwa lapha ejele. Lokho le police station azange ngaqondana lonto le.
My lord, that doesn't happen at the police station. It was only in prison when I started to see that it was in Rustenburg as well as here in Hoshimampulo that an officer would come, ask you if you are okay, if there are no complaints, but not at the police station.
Now, let's touch a bit on the Nongoma case that I referred to you earlier. You have stated in this court categorically that neither Sergeants Mohane nor Mabena asked you about this case during the evening of the 16th of June 2020, correct?
Masakhuluma ke ngalo daba lolu kwaNongoma ke ukushilo ukuthi abakazeke noma umukhane noma umabhena bakubuzeke ngalo icala lelo la kwaNongoma.
Yebo Nkosikatelo ngiqala ukuzwa la ngela lapha eboxini.
Yes, my lord. The first time I heard about it was here when he took the stand.
Now, Sergeant Mohane has testified that when they descended upon your area, primarily, it was because of that Nongoma case, but over and above, when they profiled you before you were arrested or approached, the police picked up that you had several other criminal cases against you.
Ethula ubufakazi bakhe ke uSergeant Mohane wakushoko ukuthi yebo uma beya kwena ke babeye ngalo icala leliyana la kwaNongoma. Kodwa ke bathi uma sebe bephenya ke bebheka ke bathola ukuthi kwakunamanye amacala owawunawo ngakuwena. Kwakubufakazi bukaMohane lo.
Ngenkulu nje inhlonipho Nkosi enkantolo ngoba mina ekhaya ngiyazala ngikwazi ukusebenzisa igama lokuthi umuntu ongangomhane ngithi unamanga.
With the greatest of respect, my lord, I'm unable or I cannot say to someone as of Mohane's age that that person is telling lies.
Lento nje ngikhulumela Nkosi enkantolo iphutha ngokumhlonipho. Ngikhulumela iphutha.
Okay. But what he said about me, my lord, with the greatest of respect, is that he made a mistake.
And Brigadier Gininda also testified regarding this Nongoma case, and his testimony is to the effect that to this day, you are still a person of interest in that matter.
Naye ke uBrigadier Gininda ubethuleleke ubufakazi washoko ukuthi ngalo icala leliyana la kwaNongoma kuze kube manje nje ukuthi ke umuntu ke osabhekiwe ke mayelana nalo icala leliya la kwaNongoma.
Namanje Nkosi enkantolo nakaze ngiye kwaNongoma.
Up to now, my lord, I've never been to kwaNongoma.
Ingoba ngiqala ukuzwa lapha ecourt ukuthi nanginecala kwaNongoma.
I only heard it for the first time here in court that I have a case kwaNongoma.
Number 1 Nkosi enkantolo mina ngumdlali wengoma futhi emakhaya ngidumile kakhulu.
Firstly, my lord, I am someone who takes part in the traditional dance, and I'm well known back home.
Engomeni Nkosi enkantolo ngo-2018 mangaphosisi ingoma yayisegqikazi kwaNongoma. Alikho iphoyisa engekho la kwaNongoma lapha.
In 2018, my lord, the traditional dance was in Gqekazi kwaNongoma. There is no police officer from kwaNongoma that wasn't there.
2019 ingoma yayisemzini wenkosi phakathi abakuhlelelwa khona inkosi umhlanga. Alikho iphoyisa engekho lapha. Uma ukuthi ngangibulela umuntu kwaNongoma ngangilande ngamaphoyisa.
And in 2019, uthi ngo-2019 yayikuphi indawo leyo?
Yayisemzini wenkosi Silo.
It was in kwaNongoma, my lord, where the Zulu king or the Zulu monarchs at his place. It was held there, and there is no police officer from kwaNongoma that wasn't there. If I had killed someone from kwaNongoma, then why was I not taken in?
Uma ukuthi ngangibulela umuntu ngeqiniso kwaNongoma amaphoyisa ngaba bangilandanga ngani khona lo kuzo zonke lezi ndawo lezi.
If it was that I had killed someone from kwaNongoma, then why is it that the police never took me or fetched me from those places?
Ngoba mina lapha engibuya khona ingoma ifana nebhola ngakithi. Ngoba kuyagcwala lekho umuntu ongekho la.
Because back home or where I'm coming from, the traditional dance is like football. It gets packed, my lord. Everyone attends.
Thank
Manje
you.
yangimangaza ngempela Thoma ngibulela umuntu kwaNongoma kodwa namhlanje akaze ngiye kwaNongoma.
So it comes as a surprise to me that I killed someone from kwaNongoma, but up to now, I never attended to kwaNongoma.
Thank you, Mr. Ntanzi. Now, Mr. Ntanzi, Sergeant Mohane testified that when they arrived at the Pretoria North SAPS, he booked you into the relevant registers at that police station, including the occurrence book for the Nongoma case.
Ethula ubufakazi bakhe ke la enkantolo uSergeant Mohane wayitshela ke lenkantolo ukuthi ke nifika ke e-police station yase-Pretoria North wakubhala ke incwadi zakhona lapha e-police station yase-Pretoria North ekubhalela lona ke icala leliya la kwaNongoma.
Because enkantolo angeke ngikuphikise lokho ngoba mina angibonanga lapha ebhala khona angibonanga lutho.
My Lord, I wouldn't dispute that because I never got to see where he was writing. I did not see anything.
And in fact, to be fair to you, there's a registrar, an OB from Pretoria North Police Station that shows that indeed you were booked under Nongoma CAS 163-10-2018.
Angikusho ke kuwena ukuthi ke ngempela ke yebo ikhona incwadi ke enjalo yakhona epolice station yase Pretoria North la libhaliwe ke khona igama lakho ukuthi ngempela ke futhi uma libhaliwe ke kwase kubhalwa nalo ke icala leliya u163-10-20 sorry 163-10-2018 icala la kwaNongoma.
Labo nyenkosi enkantolo ngokukhulu ukuhlonipha ngependulo ngizoyiphendula.
With the greatest of respect there, my Lord, with the answer I'm about to give.
Mina ngiyamangala nkosi enkantolo ngoba ngelanga lokuqala mangiboshwa ngangitshenwa ngecala lika Senzo azangitshenela ngecala kwaNongoma.
It comes as a surprise to me, my Lord, because the very first day of my arrest, I was informed about Senzo's matter. I was never informed about a matter of kwaNongoma.
Mina la uthi ngiboshwe nginecala kwaNongoma ngiqala ukuzwa ngomhani mayengena lapha eboxini la. Azange ngitshene ngalo.
That I have a matter back in kwaNongoma, my Lord. I heard that for the first time when Muhane came to court. He never told me about it.
So in other words, what you are saying is that when you were booked at the cells on the night of the 16th of June 2020, you were not aware that you were being booked in for the Nongoma case.
Okushoyo manje wena ukuthi uma ngabe wawufaka lapha emaseleni base bebhala encwadini lapha yana ukuthi wena wawungazi ukuthi ufakela icala la kwaNongoma.
Yebo nkosi enkantolo ngangingazi ngathi ngifaka icala lika Senzo.
Yes, my Lord, I didn't know. According to me, I was being booked for Senzo's matter,
Okuyilona vele babengitshena ngalo lapha emasambe endleleni.
which was the matter that they were informing me about even as we were in transit.
Furthermore, Sergeant Mohane testified that amongst the other offenses for which you were being investigated is a drugs-related matter in Fosloras under CAS 543 of 6/2020. Do you know anything about that?
Phakathi kwamanye amacala akhulume ngawo ke uSergeant Mukhane ukuthi ke babe waphenya ke ngakwena ke ukhulume ngalo icala lezidakamizwa u543 ka6/2020 lase Fosloras kukhona okwaziyo ngalo.
Cha nkosi enkantolo kokho ngikwazi.
No, my Lord, I know nothing.
Ngiqala ukuzwa khona la makhuluma yena.
I heard it for the first time here when he spoke about it.
And when asked about the actual docket, case docket for that matter, he informed this court that the case docket was taken for decision to the senior public prosecutor in Fosloras, and since then, despite some search, the docket has grown fit.
Uma ebuzwa ngalo ke icala lelo washo ke uma ephendula ethi ke idokodo lalo icala lelo lahanjiswa ke liswa kuyena ke ophethe noma ongamele abeshushisi eFosloras ukuthi kuze kube manje ke idokodo lelo ke lathola inyawo.
Angeke nkosi enkantolo ngiphikisana lokho mina angiwazi umthetho wesiphoyisa and futhi mina ngalendlela le engizoba uJonas engitolekela ngayo ukhomba khona ukuthi wenza ubugebengu kimi.
I would not dispute that, my Lord, because I do not know how police procedures work. And as I hear it, according to how Mr. Jonasa is interpreting to me, my Lord, which then means that what he did to me was criminality.
Ngoba ngihlala le eCartonville le kuthiwa ngithengisa idakamizwa eFosloras. iFosloras angiyazi nkosi eCarton.
Because I reside in Rustenburg, and it is being alleged that I'm selling drugs in Fosloras, and I'm not even familiar with Fosloras.
Sorry, Mr. Jonas, correction. I reside in Carltonville, not Rustenburg.
What did I say?
eCartonville ngisahlala eCartonville ngathi.
Because Rustenburg has been mentioned, so
Okay, no, it's fine.
just
It's
something
fine.
that's placed in the mind.
It's human error. It's common.
Manje le mina nkosi enkantolo bengimangaza ukuthi ngisebenza umgodi le ngithengisa idakamizwa ngapha ngasiphi isikhathi.
Now that was a surprise to me, my lord, because I'm working on the mines on the other side, I'm selling drugs on the other side. During which time?
Did you reside in the Vosloorus area? Had you resided in that area at all?
Ingaba wake wahlala eFosterus?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
When did you start working in Carltonville?
Uqale nini noma waqala nini ukusebenza eCarltonville?
eCarltonville ngiqale 2009.
2009.
Yeah, kodwa ukuhlala nje khona ukufika ku 2008 ize ngayikhumbula inyanga ngoba ngangihlala nobaba omncane.
But getting there and to stay there, it was in 2008, although I'm not certain when, but I was, because I was staying with my uncle.
Now, where did you reside at the time you were working at Carltonville?
Ngalesikhathi wawusebenza eCarltonville, wawuhlala kuphi?
Ngihlala hostel.
At the hostel.
And does the hostel belong to the employer that you worked for?
Ingaba ihostel umnikazi wayo kwaku yila owusebenza khona?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And for which organization were you working in Carltonville from 2009?
Ukusuka ngo-2009 wawusebenzela yiphi le company oyisebenzela ngo-2009?
Bengisebenzela yona eStream Fontaine. Angithi ike yashintsha amagama baba Ramsepini.
I was working for Stilfontein, and Mr. Ramsepile, there was some time when the names, or they changed names.
Egama lokuqala mina mangifika ba eStream Fontaine.
Papu?
eStream Fontaine.
East.
Yeah.
When I got there, the first name it was East Fontaine.
Yashintsha kwaba iKDC.
It then changed to KDC,
Makuphuma KDC kwasengena inkampani uSibani.
and then after KDC, that's when Sibanye came in.
And by Sibanye, are you referring to Sibanye Stillwater Gold Mine?
The Sibanye Stillwater Gold Mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, did you know a person by the name of Qiniselani Buthelezi?
Umuntu okwakuqiniselani Buthelezi, wawumazi?
Angimazi.
I don't know him.
Have you ever met such a person called Qiniselani Buthelezi?
Sukwahlangana naye umuntu oqiniselani Buthelezi?
Hayi, akekho la ngakithi umuntu obizwa ngoqiniselana.
No, even back home, there's no one referred to or called Qiniselani Buthelezi.
Have you ever worked with a person called Qiniselani Buthelezi?
Usuka wake wasebenza naye yini umuntu oqiniselani Buthelezi?
Cha, akekho umuntu oqiniselana ngasenzela ngoqiniselana.
No, there is no one who is Qiniselani from Buthelezi that I ever worked with.
Do you have any connection whatsoever with a Qiniselani Buthelezi?
Ukhona yini okukuhlanganisa noqiniselani Buthelezi?
Cha, angimazi wena uqiniselana.
No, I don't even know Qiniselani.
The reason I'm asking you, Mr. Ntanzi, is this. In this court, it was mentioned that the person that was involved in the Nongoma murder case 163-10 of 2018 is Mr. Qiniselani Buthelezi.
Isizathu sokuthi ngikubuze lokhu kuyingoba bathi ke umuntu ke owayinento ke emhlanganisa ke necala leli la kwaNongoma u16310 2018 kwakuqiniselani Buthelezi.
Yebo ngiyeza Nkosi but
And-
angimazi.
Yes, I hear you, but I don't know him.
And also in the context of Brigadier Gininda and Sergeant Mohani saying that you are also a person of interest in that matter of Nongoma.
Nokuthi futhi ke bobabili ke uBrigadier Gininda kanye naye ke uSergeant uMukhane bethi ke nawe ke uyena ke umuntu ke obhekwe ke kulona icala leli la kwaNongoma.
Yebo ngiyeza.
Yes, I'm listening.
And Sergeant Mohani testified further that when he booked you in at the Pretoria North Police Station, the notation in the occurrence book is that you are in transito, meaning that you were booked in temporarily at SAPS Pretoria North with the aim of you being transferred to Nongoma.
Nasebufakazini bakhe ke uSergeant Mukhane washo ke wathi ukuthi ufakwe khona lapha noma uyobhukwa lapha yana ke ePretoria North kwakuyinto nje yesikhashana ke ngoba ke wawusezondlula ke noma udluliselwe khona udluliselwa khona kwaNongoma.
Kusenkantolo manje mina akaze ngiye kwaNongoma.
My lord, up until today, I've never went to KwaNongoma.
Futhi azange ngibulala umuntu kwaNongoma.
And I never killed someone KwaNongoma.
Ngisho lapha eGoli azange ngibulala umuntu.
Even here in Gauteng, my lord, I never killed anyone.
Now, it is also further common cause that on the 19th of June 2020, after you had been taken to Moroka Police Station to meet Colonel Rapadu, you were then transferred and taken to the Fosloras Magistrates Court with the aim that you were going to appear on the Nongoma case 163/10/2018 in the Fosloras Magistrates Court.
Just a moment. First orders for the KwaNongoma case.
Yes.
Kwawubona ke ubufakazi phambi kwayo lenkantolo ukuthi ngazo i-19 zika June 2020 make wahanjiswa ke ngalelo langa lelo ukuya epolice station yaseMoroka ukuyohlangana khona ke naye uLieutenant Colonel noma ke uColonel Rapadu ukuthi wawuzohanjiswa ke lapho uye khona enkantolo yaseFosloras lapho ke owawuzoyobingelela khona ke imantshi uyibingelela lona ke icala lelo la kwaNongoma.
Akaze ngitshene lokho kusenkantolo.
I was never informed about that, my lord.
Okay, just by way of brief background, but I'll come to that in detail when I deal with other aspects. Brigadier Gininda testified that he called Sergeant Mohani on the 19th whilst you were being detained at Pretoria North Police Station, and you were booked out for the purposes of being taken to the Fosloras Magistrates Court on the Nongoma matter.
Brigadier Gininda ubufakazi bakhe ke watshela lenkantolo ukuthi ke washala ucingo ke yena uSergeant Umukhane kathi ke wakhona lapho ePretoria North owawuzondluliselwa ke eFosloras la owawuzobingelela khona ke imantshi ngalo icala la kwaNongoma.
Yebo ngiyezwa but kodwa angizwanga befonelana.
Yes, I hear you, but I never heard them calling each other.
Then instead he told Sergeant Mohani that he mustn't take you immediately to Fosloras as he had located Colonel Rapadu, who was willing to take a statement down from you.
Kodwa ke waseqhubeka ke tshela yena ke uMokhane ukuthi ke angajahi ke ukuthi ke akhambise ukuthi ke uye eFosloras nanjengoba wayesethole uKolonel Rapadu kwakuyena ke wayezothatha istatement kuwena. Yes, I hear you.
And that Colonel Rapadu had said that you will be brought to Moroka Police Station, hence you were taken to Moroka Police Station.
Kwaba ke uyena uKolonel Rapadu ocelayo ke ukuthi ulethwe epolice station yaseMoroka.
As you could please, my lord, I think Brigadier Gininda's evidence was that Sergeant Mohani was en route to no, not to Fosloras. Yeah. When to Fosloras, sorry, when he called him to say he has now located Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu, and that they must now stop over at Moroka Police Station. Not that he was still detained at Pretoria North, as counsel has put it.
I may have skipped that little detail, my lord, but that is the gist, that he was en route, booked out for the Fosloras Magistrates Court. Then he got the call to say, for now, don't go to Fosloras, rather go to Moroka. There's a person waiting by Rapadu to take a statement from someone. That's the essence, my lord. I don't understand the basis of, I don't know even whether this was an objection or with all respect, I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone, my lord. So let me proceed with my evidence in chief.
We wanted to correct it because counsel said they were still at Pretoria North when Brigadier Gininda called, and we're correcting to say they had already left Pretoria North and they were en route
Okay.
to Fuslores.
Oh, my lord. You know, my lord said the other day, if there's something that one of us say whilst leading a witness or being cross-examined or cross-examining, somebody can wait, they'll raise that point again. That was just a slip in the detail. It's not a train smash for what I'm trying to put here, my lord. Now, you see, that's why these things, they tend to disturb Mr. Ntanzi, because I've now lost my train of thought.
Ingakho ke lezi zinto lezi sinako ukuthi zikuphazamise ngoba manje ke angisazi ukuthi bengihamba kuphi umzila.
I think counsel was at the point where he said that Sergeant Mukhane received a call that he must not take the accused directly to Fuslores, but that he is located Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu at Moroka Police Station.
Now, it is further common cause, and it was said here in court, that when you arrived at the Fuslores Magistrate Court, the prosecutor in Fuslores issued a certificate nolle prosequi, meaning that the matter was not placed on the roll in Fuslores.
Ufakazi ke obukhona ke phambi kwayo lenkantolo ukuthi ke kwathi ke uma ngabe nifika enkantolo yase Fuslores umshushisi wase eshoke noma ke ekhipha ke ukuthi icala ke lelo lalingekho ke kuhla lamacwala ngalelo langa lelo.
It was not placed on roll, my lord. It was not
No,
placed
the
on.
prosecute is something different.
It was
from
not
what
placed on the
actually-
roll, my lord.
Yeah, that's it. That's what the evidence says.
The matter, Mr. Ntanzi, was not placed on the roll.
Ukuthi ke icala ngalelo langa lelo lalingekho kwincwadi ke zasenkantolo.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo ngoba akaze ngene vele ngaphakathi ngangisemotweni akaze ngiphume emotweni.
Yes, my lord, because I never went inside the court. I remained in the vehicle. I never left the vehicle.
Now, since the 19th of June 2020, have you ever been transferred to the Nongoma court, whether High Court, Match Court, for you to answer the charges on that case?
Manje ke kusukela ngazo i20 lezo zika June 2020 ingabe ke usuke waya yini kwaNongoma noma ke kuse enkantolo yesifunda ke noma kusenkantolo ephakeme ukuthi uyele lona icala lelo?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
Since your arrest on the 16th of June 2020, have you been approached by any officer from the National Cold Case Unit headed by Brigadier Gininda to obtain a statement from you regarding the Nongoma case 16310 of 2018?
Suka ngazo i16 zika June 2020 langa owaboshwa ngalo ingabe likhona yini iphoyisa ke elibuya ke phansi kwayo ke iunit le eholo yena uBrigadier Gininda i-cold case eleza kuwena ngenhloso yokuzothatha ke istatement emayelana nalo icala leliya lakwaNongoma?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
Now, Sergeant Mohane has produced a document here in court which was marked as an exhibit showing a number of cases that he was investigating that you were alleged to be involved in, amongst others this Nongoma case. Has he ever sat down with you to interview you or interrogate you regarding this matter of Nongoma?
Lana ke phambi kwalenkantolo uSergeant Mukhane ke kunephepha ke awalikhipha ke ethi ke kubhalwe ke uhla lamacala ke aphenywayo noma ayewaphenya ngakwena. Manje ke engifisa ukuthi ngikwazi kwena ukuthi ke ingabe sake sakhona lake lakhona yini ilanga noma isikhathi la ahlala phansi nawe uSergeant Mukhane ekubuza ngalo icala leli lakwaNongoma?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Ntanzi. Now let's move on to the following day, that is the 17th of June 2020. Where were you at this time?
Asinzuleleke kwilanga elilandelayo i17 zika June 2020 wawukuphi ngaleso sikhathi leso?
Ngangikuyo le police station kube ngifikele kuyo.
I was at the very same police station at the very same police station
Would that be the Pretoria North SAPS?
Pretoria North.
ngizosho njalo ngoba ngingazi ukuthi kuphi.
I would say so because I didn't know where it was.
Did anything happen on the morning of the 17th June 2020 whilst we were in custody at that police station?
Ngabe khona yini okwenzeka ekseni ngalelo langa lange 17th ka June 2020 use khona lapho e police station?
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo kwafika umhane eksene ehamba nobhuti abayi2.
Yes, my lord. Muhane arrived that morning. He was in the company of 2 gentlemen.
Kwafika yena umhane wangivulela bangavulelwa nguye sele.
He is the one, upon his arrival, who opened the cell for me.
Bephethe umshini lo wokushutha ithombe.
They had a camera, my lord.
Who had a camera?
Kwakubani ophethe umshini oshutha ithombe?
Angimazi namhlanje igama lakhe.
Up until today, I don't know the person's name.
Was that person not introduced to you by Muhani?
Akaze akutshela uMuhane ukuthi ubani loyo muntu lo.
Hayi akazange angitshele mina Nkosi enkantolo ngoba umhane yena wangikhipha eseni wathi mana la umamele lento abazokutshena yona ukuthi yenzani kuphela.
No, my lord, he never introduced the person to me. Muhane just took me out of the cell and instructed me where to stand and said to me, just do whatever it is that they were going to tell you.
Okay, proceed. What happened?
Emveni lokho ngaphuma ke ngaba ngangimduzana noDonga so uDonga lo bathatha ke ithombe ke bathi angigumule nasenyaweni.
I came out of the cell. I stood close to the wall, and they then took pictures. They even instructed me to take off my shoes.
Aphinda ephethe ngathi ithephe ngilokhuza la ingalo ethi ingalo angenze so.
He was also measuring my arm, and also he had something that looked like a tape measuring my arm. He would then instruct me to hold my arm like this.
Ngoba umunye wabo wayenza lonto leyo ugcine shena lapha ekhotha athi umangena ngangalazi igama lakhe eqaleni.
Because the other one, my lord, and came to court and mentioned his name here in court that he was Mangena. At the time, I did not know his name.
So let me understand this, Mr. Ntanzi. Sorry for stopping you. Was Mangena also the photographer, or was it Muhane, the photographer, and Mangena?
Ingabe uMangena naye kwakuwumthwebuli weyithombe noma kwakuwumthwebuli weyithombe kube khona uMangena bese kuba khona uMuhane?
Umhane wayemile babe thatha ithombe kemi ilolo ehamba nalo ogcine ngena lapha eboxini wathi umangena ngoyena wayebamba so lona ashuthe lo.
Muhane was standing aside, and then it was the photographer and the one who ended up coming to court. He's the one that would then direct me to fold my arm like this, and he was taking the measurements.
Now, I heard you saying they said you must lift up your pants. Did they tell you why you needed to lift up your pants? No, not to lift up your... Sorry? So repeat that. What were you told, Mr. Ntanzi? I lost you a bit.
Khona la uye wangilahlekela khona. Uye wathi angithi uthe bakuthobula ithombe bathi ukhumule nala.
Ngakhumula ethi funa ukucheck ukuthi anginasibazini lapha ekunya.
I was instructed to take off my shoes to check whether there no scar that is down on top of my foot.
Ngoba nomlomo naye wathi angivula umlomo konke afuna ukuyibona wabona wangibuka nje kuphela yikho into mhlamba ayifakayo emlonyeni naye.
He also instructed me to open my mouth. He wanted to look at something or to see something, but there was nothing that was inserted. And also my height, the measurement of my height was taken.
Who requested you to open your mouth to check something?
The one that came to testify in court, Mangena.
Okay.
Because the one that he was with never said anything to me. He's the one that was instructing me to do this and that.
Okay, then what happened thereafter?
I went back to the cell, Muhane locked, and they left.
And did there come a point where the police officers returned on the 17th of June 2020?
Ingabe kunesikhathi la khona amaphoyisa abuya khona ngazo i-17 ka June 2020.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yes, my lord, there was.
Was it still in the morning time, during the day, afternoon or evening?
Kwakusesekuseni, kwakusemini, noma kwakusebusuku.
Yizo ngeke ngikwazi ukuqala isikhathi kodwa ngakhona ebusuku kusemini nje ngoba phela ilanga makubanda ilanga liba namathunzi ngeke ngikwazi ukubona ukuthi isikhathi sini.
It was not at night, it was during the day, because during that time of the year, my lord, the sun is not like in completely out, so you are not able to tell what time of the day it is.
So what happened when the police officers came? Can you please tell the court from the beginning who came and what happened?
Kwenzekani uma befika, obani abafika.
Nkosi enkantolo ufikile umhani wangivulela futhi eseleni.
Mukhane arrived, he opened the cell again for me.
Ngiyathemba uma uphuma kule police station uphuma ngaphakathi eseleni uphumela into le enofefe la ngazi bayibiza ngane ke. Uma uphuma isele uphumela endaweni enofefe ofefe lento ebekwa la phezulu.
I'm trying to think, my lord. I don't think I've got the, I know the word.
Mina ngibiza ngofefe angazi ukuthi ngathini ngani language.
My lord, when you exit that cell, it's sort of like a plane that as you exit the cell. I will just have to look for this word. I'm not familiar with the word to faith.
Ngicela ngikubonisa sobaba Jonas. Angithi uyayibona into ebasinyanga. Mina ngelanguage yami ngithi ufefe kwesinye isikhathi thatha ufefe. Nalo into imi kanjani njengofefe lo la phezulu.
Mr. Jonas, you'll come back to it.
Yes, because I can't interpret something I don't.
I'm thinking something, but I don't want to say it. It's not my evidence. So come back to that word. He must explain to you. You'll come back to it. And then what happened, Mr. Ntanzi?
Ngoba ama handcuff wangifasela khona kangifaselanga mangiphuma eseleni ngaphaka ngoba uphuma eseleni umnyango wesele uyaphuma ungena la ngumnyango futhi okuphumela epassagini la.
Because the handcuffs were not put to me when I was exiting the cell. It was right there because you exit and there's another door there. That's where the handcuffs were put on me. Because that's exactly where Mabena was standing at that particular door.
Now, you are mentioning handcuffs. Let me just track back just 1 second. In the morning when they came and booked you out and photographs were taken, Colonel, the ballistic expert, what is his name? Mangena took measurements of you. Were you also handcuffed at the time?
Ngalesa sikhathi lesiya ngoba manje usukhuluma ngabo zankosi. Ngalesa sikhathi bekufike uMangena ekseni nalona owayethe kuyithombe eseqala ke. Nangaleso sikhathi leso kwabefake ozankosi. No, I wasn't cuffed.
Now this time you are handcuffed. How were you handcuffed?
Manje ke nanje ngoba usho ke ukuthi ke uMabena wayemikulo yamnyango uthi wafaka ozankosi babefakwe kanjani ozankosi? Like this, the witness with his hands in front.
Then what happened? Proceed, Mr. Ntanzi.
Kwasekwenzekani? We then went out. We walked in that passage. We then went to a place that looked like a boardroom. In that boardroom, I found police officers that were seated around the table.
Now you found police officers seated in the boardroom already. Did you recognize some of the police officers at the time you entered the boardroom?
Ngabe ngaleso sikhathi leso ungena kuyona ke iboardroom. Akhona yini amaphoyisa owa thola ukuthi laba ngiyabazi noma owawazi kulawo maphoyisa lawo ayehlezi lapho?
Abantu engangase ngibazi laba engangifike nabo ebusuku ngithi laba bayi2 engangihamba nabo vele laba babehleli phansi ngangazi ngisho yedwa.
No, my lord, the only people that I knew are the people that I arrived with at night, the ones that were also taking me to that boardroom. But the ones that were seated, they were unknown to me.
And do you recall how many people were in that boardroom when you arrived?
Usabakhumbula ukuthi babeyibangaki abantu ababelapha eboardroom kathi ufika?
Akaze ngibabala Nkosi enkantolo kodwa ehambeni kwesikhathi abanye ngihambe ngibabona ukuthi nangu omunye wayekhona eboardroom.
I never counted them, my lord, but as time went on, I ended up recognizing them that, oh, this one was also present there in the boardroom.
Now, you just said that you only knew Mabena and Mohani because they transported you the previous night. Were you introduced to the people that you found in the boardroom?
Nanjengoba usho ukuthi awabazi labo ofike nabo ebusuku okakuyibonaka ababehamba nawo ke boardroom. Ingabe ke uma nifika ke khona lapho babethula yini abanye labo basho ukuthi lona ubani lo ubani?
Cha umuntu owazethula ke ngoyo baba uGinenda akekho umuntu owazethula kulabo ababekhona.
No, my lord, the only person that introduced himself to me was Mr. Gininda. No one else from the people that were there introduced himself or herself.
Okay, and he did not introduce, by he, I mean Brigadier Gininda, did he introduce the people that he was with in the boardroom?
Wazethula yena phela noma ke wabethula nabo abanye laba ayehlezi nabo ubaba uGininda?
Lenti ayibe babura msepeni nenkosi enkantolo mangena mina ngomnyanga ngathi bona bahleli bathola vele bayikhulumela into zabo angazi babekhuluma ngani.
As I entered the door, Mr. Ramusipile as well as my lord, I found them sitting and they were talking amongst themselves, not knowing what it is they were talking about.
Mangena ngomnyanga kuthiwa ngime la kusho uMabhena ngime lapha ngani lapha kuthiwa ngime khona ngibuka bona so.
As I entered, my lord, I was then instructed by Mabena to stand here or to stand there. I then stood where I was instructed to stand and I looked at them.
Mabhena uma ngapha na uyohlala phansi etafeni esitulweni.
Then Mabena went in on the other side. He also got seated around the table.
Yena kuba uGinenda sayasho ukuthi ngazi uma angisazi ukuthi wayibiza ngani kodwa uthi Bongani Gininda igama athi ngazi Kenan Gininda lapho nje khona.
And then Mr. Gininda then introduced himself, Bongani Gininda. I'm not sure, but I think he said Colonel.
Wasengitshena ukuthi into azoyicela kimi ucela iqiniso kuphela.
He then told me that the only thing that he was requesting from me was the truth only.
Now let's pause it a bit. You said earlier that you later then knew some of the people that were present in the boardroom. Who of those people did you later get to know their names?
Ushilo ke ufakazi bakho ukuthi ke kamuva ke wase uma ubabona ke wathi oh nalona wayekhona ke eboardroom. Obani labo owaye kamuva ke wase ugcina ubazi ke uthi oh nalo wayekhona eboardroom.
Njenganje umfundisi athi mina ngimfundisa ngemgcine eyibiza ngegama kuma efonini kodwa ihambe lesikhathi ngicine sengazi ukuthi umfundisi.
Just like Mamfundisi, you would recall that the last time it was when she introduced herself to me over the phone. But then later on, I then got to know that, oh, this is Mamfundisi.
Engalazi igama lakhe omunye lona kade ngilanda ejele nje ngoba kulamaviki nje ngoba sivu khona kwangilanda ejele omhlophe nje oyiskola nyana ngilazi igama lakhe.
There is another one whose name I don't know, but in the past couple of weeks, he's been fetching me, that person has been fetching me from prison. I don't know the name, but he is a well-built person.
Is he an African male, Caucasian, Indian? What ethnicity is he?
Umuntu wesilisa, umuntu omnyama noma umuntu owalutho.
Umuntu lo ukuthi. Umuntu wesilisa ukuthi.
Yes, he's a gentleman. He's a male. Umuntu omnyama.
Ngasho njalo ngoba phela mhlophe ngokuthi udaliwe ngokuthi mhlophe.
I would say that he's an African male. He's just light in complexion. I would say that he's just light by nature.
So the persons, it's Gininda, it's Mamfundisi that you now know, and who else did you later come to know his name that was present in that boardroom?
Uyasho ukuthi owazethula uyena baba uGininda uma kuhamba isikhathi wasumazi ke uMamfundisi omupho omunye noma yibapha abanye wasugcina ubazi ukuthi babe khona nabo eboardroom.
Umuntu namagama ngeze sengweza la njengalo nje wamaXesibanda ukuthi ngangamazi igama lakhe ukuthi ngicine sengizokhona kuthiwa yena Bongani Nyenda unyenda ngazi lapho lo ngangithi wayifakile kuze amaXesibanda megqoka ibhlue ufaka amaXesibanda la.
There was also the other one, my lord. I think it ended up being, I'm not sure whether it was Bongani Yende. call them Chris Bankan in English.
Braces.
Eh?
Braces.
Yona leyo.
Now you say when you arrive in the boardroom, you are made to stand up, and then the person that first spoke to you is Colonel Gininda, and indeed at the time he was a colonel. And he says to you, all that he wants is nothing else but the truth. In what context did he say that?
Uma esho kwena ke uBrigadier Gininda ekwakuKennedy ke ngaleso sikhathi wathi akukho kunye akufunayo yiqiniso. Uma esho lokho wayekusho phansi kwaziphi izimo uma ekusho lokho. Wayekhulumela phezukwana.
Mina kusenkantolo zange ngiphendule ngoba kwakufanele angitshene ukuthi ukhulumela phezukwana ngoba uthena kade ungitshena lokho wabe phethe amaphepha so amaphepha kwakuzithombo wabe phositho amaphepha le imisoyitha abangibuza ukuthi ubani lo ubani.
When he said that, my lord, I did not respond because I expected him to say that in which context was he saying that. And as he said that, my lord, he was in possession of documents. He then provided me or gave those documents to me and said that they should inquire from me because those documents there were photos telling them to ask me as to who was in those photos.
Mr. Ntanzi, before we proceed further with the photographs that you were shown by Brigadier Gininda, he has testified in this court, and I'm sure you have heard him. He said on the 17th of June 2020, he was not present in that boardroom. In fact, the first time he met you, according to him, was on the 18th of June 2020 at Sibanye Stillwater in Carltonville.
uBrigadier Gininda uthule ubufakazi ke la kule nkantolo ngicabanga ukuthi nawe ke wamuzwa ke ukuthi wayengekho yena ke lapho eboardroom ngalelo langa lelo wena ke okhuluma ngalo washo nokuthi ke uqala kwakhe ukuhlangana nawe kwakunge-18 zika June 2020 eSibanye eCarltonville.
Kusenkantolo ngamphikisa mina la mangikhuluma ngaze ngatshela nobaba uMgomeza ukuthi akamtshela ukhohlisa inkantolo ngalokho akusho ngoba mina ngangikhuluma naye straight no face to face.
My lord, I disputed that. I even instructed or told Mr. Mgomezulu to put that to him, that I'm disputing that because I spoke to him. In other words, we were facing each other. I spoke to him directly.
And Sergeant Muhola, whom we also know that she's known as Mam Fundisi, also testified in this court to say that she indeed arrived at that boardroom, but she only arrived later when the interview was about to end.
Obunye ke uyena ke uSergeant Muhola owaziwayo ke nangalo ke igama lika Mamfundisi owavuma ke yena washo ukuthi impela wafika lapho kuleyo boardroom kodwa ke uma yena efika ke lapho konke ke lokho kwakukhulunywa ngakho kwakusekuzoqedwa.
Ukhuluma iphutha kusenkantolo ngibathole bonke behleli ngoba isitulo mangitshela nje court isitulo sahlela uGininda sasibuka mina esijikisile sabuka mina zonke izitulo zayo babehleli bebuka itafula uye kuphela wayehleli ebuka mina ejikisa isitulo ebuka mina.
She made a mistake, my lord, because when I got there I found them seated there. The only seat that was facing me was the one of Brigadier Gininda. The others were facing towards the table.
And now your testimony is that Brigadier Gininda then throws papers on the table in front of you, and those papers contain pictures.
We are sure ukuthi ke wasethatha ke iphepha noma amaphepha lawo ayiwaphethe uBrigadier Gininda aphonsa lapho ke etafuleni ukuthi kwakunezithombe ke lapho ezazikhona kulawo maphepha. Yes, my lord.
And what did he say when he threw those papers that contain photos? What did he say to you?
Yini ayisho uma ngabe ke esenikeza ngalawo maphepha lawo ke ayenezithombe?
Wangibuza nkosenkantolo ukuthi ubani lo ogqoka inkepisi.
He inquired from me, my lord, as to who was that who was wearing a cap.
Ngoba lapha kwakuyimoto mangikhumbula hla imoto angazi ba ibomvu unomuntu ongale ogqoka ikepesi engathi wayecofa ifone ebuka ifone wangibuza ukuthi ubani lo ngathi mina ngimazi wathi nguwe lo ngiyakutshena ngikubuza ngathi nakusimina.
Because my lord, I think there was a vehicle red in color, if I'm not mistaken. And then on the other side of the vehicle, there was someone who was looking down, wearing a cap, pressing a phone. He then said to me, I am putting it to you, or I'm telling you that's you. I then said, no, that's not me.
Mr. Ntanzi, wait there. My lord, in the morning, I approached my learned colleague with all my humility to request him that we did not manage to secure the technician that normally assists the defense with operating the laptop and the screen, and I informed him that I intend only to use today Exhibit BB and Exhibit S, if he could assist us just with, in fact, I'm only going for today, refer to one picture, my lord, on one photo on Exhibit S, and it pertains to this topic that Mr. Ntanzi is talking about. If we can be assisted with that, my lord. Mr. Sibanda, please.
Is that possible?
Thank you, Mr. Sibanda. I'm indebted to you, my good sir. Now, Mr. Ntanzi, if you take a look at photograph, I think it's on page 47 of Exhibit S. And by way of a brief background, Exhibit S forms part of the downloads by Sergeant Mabasa from the device of Mr. Mnubi.
Uma ubuka ke isithombe lesi ke ila ithombe ke ezathola uyena ke uSergeant Mabasa kumakhala ekhukhwini wakhe umnumzana uNcube.
Now, is that the photograph that you are referring to that Brigadier Gininda, amongst others, showed to you in that boardroom?
Isona lesithombe uqeda ukukhuluma ngaso uthi isona uBrigadier Gininda akutshengisa sona eboardroom.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo yiso leso ngoba lesa sithombe lo yamuntu ongemuva yena la wayethi uGininda yimi lo wekepisi lo ofaka into kathi nyema lighted emhlophe nyana.
That's correct, my lord. This is the photo I was referring to, and the person on the other side of the vehicle, that is the person that Brigadier Gininda referred to, saying that was me, wearing a cap.
My lord, may I approach Mr. Numalo for a second? Thank you, my lord. I'm indebted. Now, Mr. Ntanzi, evidence was led regarding these photographs, and it was stated, and I've just consulted with Mr. Numalo, that the person depicted there with a cap, with bluish attire, is actually Mr. Mapisa.
Ufakazi bethula ngalesi sithombe la phambi kwenkantolo ngicela ukukhuluma naye uadvocate uNxumalo manje uya naye ke uyaqinisekisa ke lokho ukuthi ke umuntu lo yana ekhulunywa ngaye ongale ogqoke ikepisi leliyana ukuthi uyena umsolo wesine umnumzana Mapisa.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo ngibuzwile nami lokho sekukhulunywa apha ekhotho ukuthi uMaphisa. Kodwa noZungu mayengena la uZungu ngene akangananaza wathi uNtanzi lo. Kodwa emveni kwesikhathi mase abamele sebetshena inkantolo basho ukuthi akusu uNtanzi lo uMaphisa uZungu namanga.
Yes, my lord. I heard that it was indeed confirmed that was Mapisa. But even Constable Zungu, when he came to court and he wasn't hesitant. He said that's Ntanzi. But after some objections from the defense, he was told that is Mapisa. But Zungu said that's Ntanzi.
You had anticipated my next question because I was going to put the same proposition to you that Constable Zungu testified that when they ran out of alcohol, some people got into a red Uno, amongst them yourselves, to go and buy alcohol for the festivities they were having at Basotho Hostel. And he pointed at that picture to say that is actually Mr. Mafika Ntanzi.
Usungihambele phambili ke ngoba bekuzaba wona umbuzo wami olandelayo ke lokho ukuthi ngempela ke uma ethola ubufakazi bakhe uConstable Zungu wathi ke ngelanga ke babe ngalo lapha yana ke kwase kuphela ke iziphuzo bahamba ke bagibela kwiUno eyayibomvu ngombala washo ke wathi omunye wabo ke abakwakuNtanzi ekhomba sona isithombe lesiyana.
Okay, and after he had shown you, thank you, Mr. Siban. After he had shown you this photograph, did you comment on this photograph? What did you say to Brigadier Gininda?
Esetshengisile ke lesi sithombe ngaleli langa lapha eBoardroom uBrigadier Gininda. Ethi wena ke waphendula wathini wena kulokho?
Nganqaba Nkosi enkantolo ngathi akusimina. Nasefosola azange nje ngaze ngavakasha khona.
I refuted that, my lord. I said that was not me, and I also told him that I'd never even visited Phosphorus.
Sorry, can we have a look at that photo again?
Sorry, my lord.
The photo that was...
It's on page 47 of
Yeah.
Exhibit
Let's
S.
all see.
Okay.
Because I only see a head there.
A red?
A head.
Yeah, the head is bent, my lord.
Only see a head.
A head?
You don't see the face.
Yes.
You don't see the shoulders. You don't see even the rest of the body. Am I correct?
My lord, I was...
No, I'm not
Yes,
arguing
that's
with
correct.
you.
That's
I'm
correct.
just saying me, as I look at that
Yes.
photo.
No, indeed, 100%.
Yeah.
100. But my lord, there's a further photo. It was made a further supplement to Exhibit S. There's a photograph of Mr. Mapisa dressed in this attire and sitting at George Go Hostel on the stairs, which shows now
There's no
clearly the
problem with
face.
that. Misunderstanding me.
Yes.
I say, you don't see who
No,
that
I agree
is.
with the
Yeah,
with
that's
my
all.
lordship. Yes. But I'm also elaborating by saying there's even a photo where now the face shows. It was made an exhibit as part of this, my lord. Thank you, my lord. Thank you, Mr. Ntanzi. Sorry? Oh, my lord, I've been reminded that it's time for the long adjournment. May this be an opportune moment for
Okay,
that, my
fine.
lord. Okay, let's take it. This is-
Okay, 2 o'clock.